Hi, I'm Gary White for Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with Lebanon City Administrator John Thomas, and we're going to talk about the snowstorm that came through town this past week. On Monday, we had between like 14 and 15 inches of snow that came through, which is kind of one of the largest numbers in a long time.
And we haven't had a snow like this since '94.
It's been a little while. And then the next day, we had some other flurries and snow coming through that gave another couple inches or so, right?
Right.
So that's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
And I know the city has been working nonstop to address the issue of getting rid of the snow. I have some video that we're going to show from Thursday with the crews working right on Main Street, kind of getting all the snow from the streets, hauling it away.
Right.
Where's the snow going?
We're putting it at the City Service Center. We have a 10-acre lot behind the buildings there. We have excess dirt that we come across, put back there as well. And our manholes and pipe and stuff is stored back there as well. But we have a pretty good pile of snow back there right now. Hopefully the weather won't get as bad as what's predicted. And our crews have just about worn out from the amount of hours that they put in. I realize that, plowing the streets and so forth, that with that much snow, instead of having 6 or 8 inches to shovel, now you've got 2 or 3 feet. And that's pretty hard on some of the folks. And we were trying to accommodate as many as we could and help them out. It's nearly impossible whenever you take the number of residents. There's over 2,100 residents in Lebanon, and we just don't have the manpower or the equipment to do it. But whenever dialysis patients or something of that nature, they call, we try to get them out. And our biggest function was to try to get downtown clean so that the merchants could reopen and everybody would have a place to park and it would be safe. And not a solid sheet of ice. But so far we managed to do well with that. The snow that came about was a powdery mix, and we were able to get some salt under it to start with, so it came up rather well. Whenever we pulled it off the sidewalks and the sun hit it, it would melt. Yesterday it was like about 7 degrees, 8 degrees. Well, it was melting. So in the same way with the salt, when we put it on, it actually melted at that low temperature, and that was something new for us. So salt usually doesn't work when it gets below 18 or 20 degrees unless you add calcium to it. So, but I commend our Public Works guys for the job that they've done, and also our city staff for answering the phone calls and trying to direct people who to call about getting their driveways cleaned and stuff of that nature. So, but it's been a busy week.
Yes, it's been a long week. And as we were talking, you can hear the phones still continue to ring here with people asking.
Yes.
So, as of this point now, we're doing this on Friday. How much of the city is cleared? Would you estimate?
All the city streets have been plowed. Most of the businesses have access off of the street or on-street parking downtown. The side streets in the 2-block area downtown, we've got those as well. But as far as the roadways are plowed. And if the weather warms up tomorrow like they say it will, and we don't get a lot of extra snow, most of that would dissipate, and the rain will help more than anything.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Now, also, there have been some warming centers that have been open because, top of the snow, it's been very, very cold.
Very cold.
Record-breaking numbers there as well.
It was like minus 17 here this morning.
Actual air temperature.
Air temperature. We opened the center square for a warming center, and what that means is there's no other things there. You can just come in and warm up, say you don't have any heat in your house or something of that nature. I know our neighbors in E-Town last night suffered some power outages, and there were a lot of people without power. So we've not experienced that as yet. So we've got the center open if anybody needs it. If they get there and there happens not to be anybody there, the judge left his number, so forth. He's in charge. So our guys are there during working hours, but if it happens not to be open, just call the county judge and we'll make arrangements to get you in and get you warmed up.
Now, up until this point, we've actually had a pretty decent winter,
Right.
wise. How were the reserves and everything for
Well,
the city?
considering last year, after we went through last year and we ran out of salt, the city invested some money and converted one of our other sheds into a salt bin. So we started the season with about 150 tons of salt, which is about 3 times the amount that we had last year. And we couldn't get salt. We ended up having to pay like $182 a ton for salt, which is 3 times more than we've given for it in the past. So frankly, think it was just a way for somebody to make some extra money, but that's another story. But we've managed to, we had some calls that were questioning why we weren't salting, and it makes no sense to put salt down and then go back and plow it off. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So we tried to get everything plowed first and then go back and put salt down. And of course, with only 2 plows and our backhoes and stuff, it's a slow go.
Yeah.
So
At the fiscal court meeting yesterday with the Marion County Fiscal Court meeting, Tommy with the road department was guesstimating that the total cost so far for the county is going to be approximately $40,000 or so, just with the cost of the salt and all that kind of, that's not even wear and tear on the vehicles. Do you have any idea at this point?
I would
of cost?
estimate at this point our costs are going to run between $8,000 and $10,000 just for this one event.
Right.
And that's fuel, overtime, salt, and again, not any wear and tear on the vehicles. We had a backhoe go down, and Caterpillar changed it out this morning, so we're back up running with both.
As we were recording this, it's Friday, as I said, and there is the prediction of some other weather coming in over the weekend. Hopefully, it'll be warm enough that it just ends up being rain. However, even with the amount of rain they're talking about, there is a potential for flooding.
Right.
And I know we've talked over the past couple years about some of the flooding issues in the city.
We addressed that at staff meeting this morning, and we had discussed it previously with Public Works. They're actively going around looking for drains where we know they exist. And then, like I'll give you, for instance, at Deering Court and Forest Street, that's a spot that usually floods. We've made an effort to get that cleaned off to where if it starts thawing or it starts raining, the water will not pond as bad. Same way with downtown. That was one of the reasons we removed the snow, was to keep it from doing that. With the amount of rain they're talking about, I think that our South Spalding Avenue area will take the water well. But we're trying to prepare for it as best we can, and of course the $64,000 question is how much sleet and snow we're going to get before it turns to rain. Right. So
hopefully we won't have a redo of the ice storm that occurred in 2009.
Not be good.
Right. We've had enough for it. So
Right.
we'll have to wait and see what happens, but it sounds like the city's preparing for all the different possibilities.
Yes.
And I've been talking with Lebanon City Administrator John Thomas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.